Internets, you listening to the Talkitecture podcast, sponsored by Rode Microphones, RODE.com. Log on to RODE.com and learn about professional broadcast quality microphones and audio equipment manufactured by Rode, RODE.com, in your ear holes. Internets, a new episode of Talkitecture is back. I can't believe y'all are still fucking with us after all this time. I thought y'all would have realized to get the fuck away from us, but I'm glad y'all made it here. But y'all should have known better than to get the fuck with us, because we're about to do some real serious shit right now. We're about to increase your wealth today.
Facts.
We're about to increase your knowledge, your wealth. We're about to increase your whole socio-economic standing. All right, we're gonna help you. We're gonna help you take. Yeah, you're very polysyllabic here. For no reason too.
Interlocutors.
The verisimilitude of the hypotenuse has no tangential. No,
you've been fighting your own case for a while.
Oh, without question.
Yes,
without question. Definitely that Bookings lawyer. I'm that Bookings lawyer, and I learned that from Jenkins and Jenkins, the Talkitecture law firm.
Shouts to them.
Internets, let me say a real quick shout out to the round table. We got super producer A King with us tonight.
Check. I'm here.
King, good to see you, sir.
Likewise, King.
Man, good to see you. You got a lot of images circulating through the internets right now.
Yeah.
Of you smoothed out on the R&B
I don't remember taking those pictures, but whatever.
I mean,
I didn't see those.
Yeah, I didn't.
Martin Luther A. King, the third.
A King already
I don't like that
had
Martin
good
Luther
hair.
King reference.
We already know he had good hair. But when he puts
Martin
silk
Luther
on,
King didn't have good hair.
When he puts silk on and when he puts fur on, it's like he take it to whole nother space.
I don't recall.
You like
it's out there, but I don't recall.
No, G, you like chic civil rights, bro.
Are you using those pictures on your Tinder page now?
I don't have a Tinder page.
Oh, wow, okay.
I tried it for like
predicting
30
this
seconds.
summer, like you know that water park Split Splash,
Yeah.
that big slide they got. That's gonna be A King into mad DMs, like that 200-foot slide. He gonna be sliding.
No, if he posts the picture on his IG,
Yeah.
they gonna be sliding in
You think
his
so?
DMs.
So they describing you like you're the younger. What's that dude that sings? The old dude.
Shit.
It's like 40, 50 from Chicago that sings all the shit on Instagram. They
Yeah. That's Uncle Love Doctor.
Yeah, you sounding like a younger version of him right now.
Nah. He
looking.
I got to say,
his swag is crazy.
David Hollister.
He looking more nefarious though.
Nefarious.
He looking slightly
Google
creep,
that for me. What's that mean?
slightly creepish with it.
Oh, he's looking creep. Oh, catch a predator type shit.
Well, I mean, not even predator, but just
It's a little
catch somebody
creeptology.
slipping.
It's a little creeptology, Jay.
Catch somebody slipping.
Woody Groove.
Good to see you, King. GY, how you doing, brother?
Man, I'll be better when these creeps stop playing on my phone, Dallas, man. Internets, man, stop playing on people's phones.
What happened, GY?
Somebody think I probably smashed their lady, man. I don't know their lady. I don't.
Listen.
I gotta feel like GY knowing you
I hope.
for
Listen.
as long as I've known you now.
Yeah.
I gotta feel like this is something that you did.
You know what? Past GY, I probably definitely did it.
Okay.
Most certainly. But this time, I'm innocent.
What karma can't follow you?
Perhaps, but it's just wild thirsty because like whoever called me, they called a couple times and then I picked it up and I felt like niggas was playing on my phone because I heard like breathing like and I was like, what the fuck? So
What they say?
they didn't say nothing, so they were just kind of just breathing.
Just breathing heavy.
They were breathing heavily into the.
It might have been Sprint.
Shorty herself.
You're right.
But
Maybe you
No.
didn't call him back.
no, but
You
here's the
didn't call him
thing.
back.
So after I hung up, I was like, y'all petty. They called again. So now I'm hearing the baby in the background. I was like, oh, y'all done got the kids involved? What is going on? Like,
You hiding a child. You hiding a child.
Right. You breaking up families.
Hiding a child.
Hiding a child.
whole time that wasn't the case. So
got a
then,
Drake situation
I
going
guess he
on.
wants to like let me know because like I get to joking around. I was like, I text him. I'm like,
You saying he?
it's got to be a disgruntled guy. It's got to be.
He's breathing in a baby. I don't know. It's 50-50.
Could have been.
Okay, no. So here's the spiral. So
I mean, it sounds like he's a good dad though.
Could have been Sprint.
He does have a baby with him.
So now I get a bit egregious. I text. I say, yo, I don't know your girl. I'm saved. LOL. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
So now,
You told on yourself, bro.
no, but here's the thing. If I did it, I would have admitted. I'm from the South Side. I don't have no reason to lie to these
I don't
people.
think dude wanted to get away. Dude want to be like, it's not your girl, it's me. I don't know you. I don't know you.
Safe.
You staying safe?
All the time. But no, so I ended up seeing an additional text, and it was like exclamation. So I was like, this person is really playing around. So I'm just like, look, bro, your quarrel is not with me. And I don't know your girl. Like, on some real shit. So it's like, I ended up finding out later there was a young lady who texted me on some like drunk dial shit, but I ain't even answer. Like, it was also like, I tweaked out with sleep. Like, I probably would have been up for it.
I like this though. More money, more problems. More jokes, more problems.
Did you close your curtains?
That's it. And that's how I felt about it.
You were poised to do something big, GY.
Yeah.
Well, my brother, I appreciate that. I feel that it's coming.
What part? This was nighttime. This happened. This occurred.
Right.
So did you have the flashlight on your phone to check all corners of the apartment to make sure you were safe for real?
Oh, no. Here's the kicker, though.
You closed your curtains.
No, here's the kicker,
Because
dog.
if you saw a shadow.
No. This girl does not live far from me. So it really does. The plot thickens because I ended up talking to the girl, and the girl tells me this crazy story about this dude smashing her cell phone. And it sounds crazy. Like, she need to have additional safety as well.
You don't shop at the grocery store down on the corner. You got to go to Trader Joe's and Whole Foods.
I can't go to the other grocery store no more.
Leave that alone for about 6 months.
Yo, I've been looking over my shoulder, dog.
I mean, real talk. In New York City, leave all bodegas alone right now. Stay off bodegas right now.
Yeah.
Stay off bodegas. Just do a. I mean, listen. Even still. I mean, that's why we messed with bodegas in the first place. They gave us credit. They knew us.
I mess with the Yemen bodega.
We thought they loved us.
My bodega's Yemenis, and they give credit, so I mess with them.
Okay.
Them still.
You shopping in there with Bitcoin?
Nah, they not doing on that yet.
They not on the Walton.
We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that in a second. We gonna get to that in a second.
Check.
But I gotta go through one more of our Talkitecture hosts right now. Not go through, but say hello to. Yeah. Be safe. Girl Joy the Great, how are you?
I am vainglorious, feeling good today.
You looking good, Girl Joy. I wanted to tell you the other day to tell Wednesday Lover we said hi.
Shout out to Wednesday Lover.
Tell Wednesday Lover that the Talkitecture podcast said hi.
Hey, Wednesday Lover.
All right.
I went on her page and I saw that.
Brother Chris said hi. She's okay. Now Brother Chris is falling.
I think Wednesday Lover is occupied or
that's all right.
Taken.
That's all. We just saying hi. We just saying hi.
Unfortunately,
we just saying hi. Well, I tell you what, internets.
No, I'm joking.
So we are here in the Talkitecture spaceship tonight. I told you we're gonna help you get your financial standing in another place, in a new bracket, a whole new bracket.
Generational wealth.
For real.
Digital legacy.
Next
go.
It's the new hip hop.
Well,
right?
Nah. This is bigger than hip hop.
Okay.
My
bad.
Gonna end up with ownership in it.
We've got our loudspeaker network brethren from the Cryptology podcast.
Yes.
Elgin, Carl.
Yes.
Cryptology
podcast.
Explain to us what the Cryptology podcast is.
What you want to do, bro?
I mean, I think whatever I hear.
So
we do have
harmony.
You know what I'm saying? Well, how it started off is I know Elgin really was gonna kick this podcast off, and he could tell you where his original motivation came from it. But I know when he approached me, it definitely was the whole theme of it was to bring. We both were interested in it off top, but the whole theme of it was to bring the knowledge to the streets because we seen the potential in it, and we recognized how life-changing and, like you said earlier, socioeconomic changing this could be for whichever minority groups choose to participate in this at this stage of time. So, I mean, LG, you could kick it off. I don't know where you originally.
Yeah, no, it was just people kept hitting me up like, yo, tell me about, they knew I was fucking with Bitcoin and other crypto. So then I started thinking like...
You was in Montreal with Nation?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I was just up there and he saw I was there and hit me
That's
up.
the God right there.
That's a good dude. Peace to that brother. But, and I started thinking...
Elgin CIA, by the way.
Yeah,
definitely.
So I was just thinking like we always seem to get left behind on shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us, and when I say we, it could be black, brown people, women, minority, people who come from maybe... not so much a background financially well off. we always focus on like other shit. You know what I'm saying? And we seem to master shit that don't really make us any money. But when it comes to mastering things that allow you an opportunity to change your life, we kind of get skipped over. That information isn't fed to us.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm scared of that shit.
Scared of what?
I'm scared of cryptocurrency.
No,
I'm
you
scared.
should be scared not to know about it.
See, okay, hold on for a second. Let me tell you why I'm scared. I'm scared because I'm like, shit, am I allowed to be a part of this?
Yes, that's the whole thing, bro. Like, it ain't no walls right now. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
The
Like,
government
I'm
can't even
used
stop
to
things like
money
that.
having white people faces on it.
Yeah, but
I'm not confident in money where I don't see white people.
But think about this. How can you not go from a piece of paper to something electronic?
Hold on for a second. We went from holding a rock,
Yeah.
a gold rock.
Not even a gold rock. Before that, it was just bartering service.
Absolutely.
I'll make 10 shoes for your cow.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. And then we went from a gold rock to a piece of paper.
Right.
And we went the piece of paper to a square plastic card.
Yeah, we already there.
We
First of all,
was
you're
there.
already- First of all, you're
When's the
already
last time you touched
digital.
your paycheck?
Exactly, you're already using digital currencies. Like most people are using credits. You're getting direct deposits. You're paying your bills directly. You're not even if you make $50,000 a year, how much of that $50,000 do you actually touch in liquid in actual dollar cash? Most of it is received and spent without you even touching it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Unless you buy weed.
Oh,
Wait, your weed man don't take Bitcoin?
nah.
Okay, not yet.
You
Not yet.
knowledge, bro. You're not doing your job.
But my bookies though do a lot of them, and bookies been taking this for years. To be honest, like and it's
Bookies,
crazy.
kidnappers.
I mean,
whole black
you know, but cash is still the king in terms of illegal activities. That is still the U.S. dollar is still the global
The de
baseline,
facto.
de facto currency of the criminal underground. So
Okay.
even if you take all cryptocurrencies, it doesn't even represent a significant portion of all illegal activities.
Okay,
Brother
okay.
Carl, would your tree man accept cowrie shells?
What?
Carry shells, I guess.
Can we take it back?
Old type of currency, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I caught that. You didn't catch that.
Nah, I
you know,
didn't.
people traded shells.
You know, you don't even have to answer that.
Yeah.
Nah.
I'm talking shit.
Yeah, turn off GY's mic. he gets the demerit on that.
Whoever that guy was that was calling
we
GY,
moved
call him
past
again.
cowrie shells, GY.
What
bringing it
generation
back,
was
man.
this?
That
generation was this?
No, I mean, actually,
That's
you
biblical.
know.
I know. I know the.
I was gonna say, I mean, you might could win with Erykah Badu if you come with a bag of
See?
cowrie shells.
Yeah, it might be a good idea.
But she's futuristic though,
She is
and
futuristic.
prehistoric, and but
All in one.
right. But again, let me get back to my fear
Go ahead.
of cryptocurrency, and one, not understanding it, but
Right.
but two, really, like, to me it's seeming to be on the level of what happens in Wall Street when people want to kind of pull the rug out from under me. I feel like there's institutional money that leverages this cryptocurrency, and I don't know where that thing moves. I don't know how that thing waves.
So I like to use analogies a lot because, you know, the one thing about the podcast is there's a lot of cryptocurrency podcasts, but they all speak a language that's like kind of binary and not maybe built to understand and digest unless you're really in that space. So I tend to use a lot of analogies so people can listen and understand it in a simple format, right? So to understand cryptocurrency, I always tell people, like, if you know the players, you'll know the game. You know what I'm saying? So, like, think of it this way, right? For example, when LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh went to Miami, right? You kind of knew, okay, this team's going to be really good, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Because you knew the players. It's the same thing in cryptocurrency. The players could be the coins. The players could be who runs the companies that are behind these coins. But if you research and know these players, when you see these names attached to certain things and functionality attached to different things, you're going to know the game.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like the sneaker game, right? Like, you know, we know what sneaker is going to be hot or not just because we know. It's really what we spent our whole life studying.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So same thing with the coins. If you spend a little bit of time studying cryptocurrency, same way you might look at a polo piece and know, like, this piece going to hit. You know what I'm saying? You might not be able to say, like, why, but you just know. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing.
So then what I need from you guys tonight is I need the Cliff Notes. I need that express bus to how I play this game.
Go ahead.
Well, before I even get into the express bus for cryptos, I always want to tell people when you're looking at investments, like it's better to be, you want to be the best driver. You want to treat investments like a vehicle, and you want to be the best driver and not necessarily the best mechanic. Like the best mechanic ain't going to make the best driver, and the best driver is not going to make the best mechanic, which is why the best economic teachers aren't the people making $200 million a year on Wall Street and vice versa. So, I mean, most people cannot tell you how the internet works. They don't understand how you need servers to store information for websites to even exist. But people use the internet every day. And I tell most people that's the same view you need to look at cryptocurrencies. So to break it down simply, just say this is, even before we even go into what cryptocurrencies are, just look at it as an asset, a new asset class amongst other ones, whether you're talking about commodities, stocks, bonds, whatever. Just the New York Stock Exchange alone has about $21 trillion just in that New York Stock Exchange, and there's tons of them all around the world. The whole entire cryptocurrency universe has never even reached $1 trillion. So you're talking about something that's, you know, a couple $100 billion. If even a percentage of institutional money, which is why something you mentioned about leveraging is very true, and this is why the price of cryptocurrencies are down. Since the industry is so small, I'm not going to lie to you, it's very easy for these big banks to manipulate the industry, which is what they're doing right now. But the reason that's current is because the industry developed outside of the realm of banks and governments. And this is something they're catching up to. So that's all they can do right now is throw money at it and try to suppress it for now while they create their stock exchanges and their electronic exchanges. They're hiring people who know crypto. They don't even... I work in a lot of private events. I'm in a lot of bank meetings where these dudes are learning just like you. So this is why I'm saying it's the best thing for black people. Mm-hmm. Because the same CEO of a top bank right now on Wall Street knows just as much as you about cryptocurrencies. Mm-hmm. And
but behind him, he's got a big bag that he can
but also
swing.
But granted, of course, it takes money to make money. I'm not going to lie about that. But he also has risk tolerance. That's the problem about black people. Like, black people don't want to take risk. But when you're working, when you decide I'm going to give 40 years of my or 20 years of my life to this job and hoping that the pension is going to hold me down in the future, that's a risk. You're taking an involuntary risk anyway.
Carl, when I was young, I was a drug mule. All right. I mean, I'm not risk averse. You know, I mean, I've grown from that. You know, but I want you to give me this game so that I feel like, you know what? Oh shoot! Oh, I know how to make this move, because the move you had to make was you didn't go to Virginia from Port Authority. You went to Philly. You went to New Jersey Transit, took the train to Trenton, then went over to Philly. Then from Philly, you went down to Virginia or North Carolina. That was how you kind of made the move. If you made the move out of Port Authority on the Peter Pan, now you're going.
Well, see, y'all thought y'all were just dropping knowledge today.
No, I hear you.
Dallas knowledge is infinite. You already know that.
Well, legal paper requires brain power. So if you think you're going to make legal paper in America without working your brain to actually learn whatever it is you're trying to make money from, like, good luck. Mm-hmm. So for me to sit here and tell people you could just make money in it without doing any knowledge, I'm sure if you don't plan on doing any actual knowledge yourself and investing into it, listen, forget about it. Don't even get involved. And you're not going to make no type of real legal money out here in America. It's just how it is. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, when you want to be a drug mule, I mean, it just takes risk, like, but it doesn't take any type of knowledge. Like, you just got to know where to go, where to get this, and take it here to here. Oh, but if you want to make that legal paper,
you have to know
America,
how to move. I mean, you have to know how to move.
There is some knowledge.
You have to know how to move. You have to know
the route.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, listen, if you know how to move in life, you're not going to want to take risks like that. When you know there's so much other ways where you can make real money, like out here legally.
No, that's a fair point. I think, though,
somebody just got fucked up in here.
Yeah, somebody dropped their Rock Nation hat.
Damn, that's why I brick so hard?
Yeah. So
don't get this podcast shut down.
Sorry, my apologies. You won't get shut down. I've been trying to get mine shut down for about 6 weeks. And they don't shut it down. I've been trying to get it shut down for 6 weeks.
Just got on title.
Don't worry, listen. Listen, shout to all the women. If you meet a dude at a club and he got a Rock Nation hat on, there's a chance he doesn't do anything with his life. Listen, But no, the point I want to make is like people get caught up in the cryptocurrency and feel like, well, how can I get my money in and get my money out and make a quick flip? Because granted, there are opportunities to do that. You know, maybe now it's a little bit more shaky than it was. But what's more important is I tell people there's different ways to make money. You can make money on investing in it, selling it, getting your money out at a profit, right? That's common sense. But what's really the key here that a lot of people forget is that the market is so young. And there's such a void. There's no experts. So pretty much everyone in this room is at a level playing field. We all starting at zero. Granted, we might know a little bit more than you, and there's some people that know more than us, you know, but not that much more because it's such a young space. So if you can just spend the time to really learn about the technology and become a quote-unquote expert, there's going to be job opportunities for you. You know what I'm saying? So you could be a dude right now that might be working a 9 to 5 at a job you hate. You know what I'm saying? But you could spend some time, learn it. The 30 minutes that you spend every day on WorldStar or Vlad, say I'm gonna spend it on CoinDesk. I'm gonna spend it on different cryptocurrency sites and really read about it because it's not hard. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not hard to learn, and there's gonna be opportunities. Whether it's schools are gonna need people to come and speak. You know, you're gonna need someone to teach. There's no degree in cryptocurrency right now. And like you said, there's people that are millionaires that know nothing about it. There's people running banks that know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? So there's going to be job opportunities. So it's really just important that you take advantage of this opportunity. You know, there's been very few opportunities like this. You got the gold rush. You know, you got the stock market when that whole thing created. You know, you had all the .com boom.
Slavery.
Yeah, slavery, a big one. Tobacco Road.
That was
yeah,
good.
that was a big one.
That was hot.
That wasn't hot, but
big
it was hot literally, maybe temperature-wise.
You know.
Yeah, but
It was a choice.
then you had .com. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't.
Yo,
It's a choice.
It was the big bang
choice
of
for the slave
capitalism.
master. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people still rich off that.
No, it was the immaculate conception of capitalism.
Yeah.
It was necessary.
Or so
Dig that.
if you want some slaves in 2018, get these coins and make them slaves.
I mean, I like that.
Yeah.
But I do, it's real quick, he mentioned the .com era. I think that's actually the most accurate comparison of cryptocurrencies. And what I really want people to grasp from it, when the .com era came, most of those .coms are done, like they're finished. But the ones that lasted, all of those, the returns are crazy on them. So,
Absolutely.
if you had a spread of a whole bunch of .coms, you only had a hit on a couple of them really to really be living good right now. So
I mean, if you hit on one, if you hit on Google,
I mean, if you just said
Amazon.
depends on how much money you had on it, yeah, you'd be real
Amazon.
good right now, yeah. These are things we're talking about with like 1,000% returns. And the unique thing about cryptocurrencies, they were currencies giving people 1,000% returns, within a year span, and that was the whole mad rush that where you seen the real like public, everyone was stuff talking about Bitcoin rush came in.
Then I'll confess what kind of has me in fear is there was one way that working class people could become middle class in America, and that was to buy a piece of property. And when they pull that rug from under us, with the whack mortgages, with the fake assessment of property, and overpricing shit, and then they just pull the rug out from under us, I'm like, oh man, like what is left for working class people that these fuckboys can't manipulate?
I think though, when you look at the real estate market, and that's something I dabble in too, it's you could get fucked on real estate, or you can really win on real estate. You know, and like I tell people, anytime people talk about when they sell shit, when they make money, right? Like I sold my house and I made X, but you make money when you buy something, because if you buy something at the right price, you always guaranteed to do well. You know what I'm saying? You just got to know what that price is. Now, granted, a lot of people jumped into the housing market, and they were first-time home buyers, and they didn't really understand what property was worth. They didn't understand appropriate financing.
They didn't do the knowledge.
All they cared about was monthly payment. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is the monthly payment. I could afford that. Meanwhile, they paid X amount too much for the property. Then when everything crashed, they found themselves underwater. So same thing with crypto. Like if you just out there buying blindly without really researching shit, you probably will get fucked. You know what I'm saying? But same thing with real estate. I bought real estate when shit before it crashed, after it crashed. Last couple of years, if you know what you're doing and spend the time in researching the move before you make it, you have a higher success rate.
And you know what the funny thing is? Most people's 401ks, they're just leaving it in the hands of some other dude who's basically gambling your shit off at his trading desk. Like, you know what I'm saying? So most people don't even look at what actual assets are comprising their 401ks. They leave it up to chance anyway. So it's like I tell people, I don't know why you don't want to have a more active role in what your investments are, knowing what your investments are doing, whether you want to do stocks, cryptos, real estates,
the shit whatever. I always wanted to be a part of. I could never. I guess I didn't have the money to. I needed to be an institutional investor. Like, I wanted to get into cloning, human cloning, and shit like that. I couldn't invest in that. I wanted to get into prisons.
We don't want you into prisons.
I'm just saying. If I had gotten into prison,
into prison,
I wanted
in the industrial system.
I wanted to buy. No, back in the 90s, I wanted to buy into. I knew in the 90s, like, prisons was gonna pop. We don't really make shit no more in this country. You know?
But you know, the funny thing is, like, and that's the beauty of what technology is doing. Like, for a long time, there have been real barriers for people to enter any one of these classes. So whether it's you needed an extremely high down payment to get the house, or you needed X amount margin in your account to be able to trade stocks. Nowadays, like, you got things like Robinhood, you got, you know, Coinbase, you got all these free apps that give people access to investments without having to have significant capital up. So
just shout out to Nas.
Shout out to Nas.
Oh yeah, we got to shout out.
That's
Nas,
his portfolio right there.
Sean Nas was an early investor in Coinbase, very early.
Hov was buying Artful Dodger while Nas was out.
Nas allegedly scooped $40 million off of the acquisition. Oh no, that was the Ring.
Amazon joint.
My bad.
Every time you go to Sweet Chick, Nas gets a piece of a Bitcoin.
He gets something.
Okay.
But the thing that's important to realize, and the people that listen don't understand, like, they might look at Bitcoin and see, like, oh my God, a Bitcoin is $6,000, right? But you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin.
Right.
Actually.
Well, whatever it is. You don't got to buy a whole Bitcoin.
Right. And just to jump in real quick, that was my fear too, right? Until Elgin and Carl gave me the game and said, nah, you can invest $50, play around with that, and that'll be a fraction of an actual coin, and then flip, learn the process, and then I'm just like everybody else that's probably listening is clueless about it. When I was at that point, I was like, damn, I don't got 20 grand just to buy a coin, like a whole coin,
right?
But I didn't know you could get a fraction of it, flip that, make
right.
Whose face is on Bitcoin? Harriet Tubman? Dred Scott?
It doesn't
Nobody.
have
Nat Turner?
These currencies exist in digital space.
But look at it this way, right?
I want a face on my joint.
If you was hustling, nobody start with a key. You know what I'm saying? You might start with you might have went and bought $100 worth of crack from 143rd. Went back and flipped that to 300, took that 300, then flipped that to 900,
right?
900 to 2100, so on and so forth. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, bro.
And
it's the same thing.
And the thing people definitely what King said. People need to stop really paying attention to, like, the prices of the coins. Like, if you want to invest $100, you can invest $100 in whatever coin you want. No matter what the price is, like, they'll give you whatever fraction decimal amount is for the $100. And I tell people, you really want to pay attention to percentage gain. So if I put my $100 in X some coin and it goes up 20%, I make 20% on the $100. So I made $20 off of it. Or, you know, you make 100%, I made another $100 off of it. So people keep looking at it like this complicated thing. Like, you don't have to just jump out the window. Like, take $100. You know what I'm saying? How much time you dudes is paying $100? What's it when it was ass going for on Backpage? Like 100, 150? What was it going for?
I think we should.
No, I'm married.
Brother Chris.
Hello,
Brother Chris.
How much was a Rock Nation hat going for?
Fuck all of you niggas. Except for y'all. I love y'all. Y'all my favorite podcast to produce.
Oh, that's
fuck y'all.
Chris, how much is a Rock Nation hat going for?
So seriously, dude, what you paying for a Rock Nation hat? Just put away that for every week. You know what I'm saying? And invest in some cryptocurrencies.
Stop thinking a Rock Nation hat gets you to the front of the line at the club, because it doesn't.
And seriously,
I thought it came with a bottle of Douce.
It might come with a bottle of iced tea, but because dudes buy iced tea.
Hold on. We love Rock Nation.
Again,
we love you, Rock Nation.
We're gonna edit all Rock Nation. We're gonna edit all that. We're gonna edit all that. We're gonna edit all that shit.
Everything.
We just got on.
We like Rock
Nation.
Nation.
It's just we just got on.
Holy crap.
We about to have the lights turned off on this bitch.
We like Rock Nation.
Yo, what happened? The AC just went off. The AC just went off. Oh, fuck.
Black Van man coming right now.
God damn.
Shout out to everybody taking
I think
pictures.
So, I mean,
Jay might have a sneaky bar for Elgin on the Drake album.
What I like about the process is really my investment, my seed money, is really going to really develop more infrastructure for the process. Is it not?
No, well, and that's a big misconception about cryptocurrencies. Like cryptocurrencies in general, Bitcoin, all of these coins, Ethereum, just put them all in a cryptocurrency class, right? And you have to immediately separate them into two buckets. Some are currencies, so you got Bitcoin, it just operates purely as a currency. Its value, and the value of everything is dictated by the market, how much people are willing to value it. So those are
speculation.
Yes, well, everything is speculation. The price of milk is what people are willing to pay for it. Everything we purchase is what people are willing to pay for it. Why Brooklyn's getting expensive is because people are willing to pay more for this. Yeah. Exactly. That's America. That's how America operates. So Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, and you have other ones like Monero, which is a privacy currency. Those are things that are purely currencies. Then you have other things that are more like a token. So like Ethereum, it really is a smart contract token, which we ain't even going to get into that. It's a little detail, but just it's a system to create contracts.
This is a separate bucket.
But it's still under the cryptocurrency realm. So you'll see it's still listed with all the other coins.
Okay.
And then you have other coins that are effectively acting like what you're saying, which are securities and which are the things that the SEC definitely wants to clamp down on right now in America, because you're right. They're effectively acting as digital stocks. So I have an idea and I want to finance it. I can create a cryptocurrency, and if people invest in it, I get the money from it. So some are operating like that, and those type of things are what's going to be easier for the SEC to regulate. But when you got things like Bitcoin and Monero, which Monero is a completely untraceable digital currency, I really can't see any way the government is going to be able to stop or control.
So what you're saying is like the not the easiest way, but the one that the government, which we were talking about earlier, is just being scared that they pull the rug from under, are the ones that the SEC can track down or regulate.
Are you trying to pay taxes?
Sure.
No.
I am. I mean, I don't want them kicking down my door because on capital gains.
But see, when you get involved in it, I would personally tell people to, if you're not really trying to be like a super active crypto investor, but you would definitely want to stick with more of the name brand like market coins. Like Bitcoin is definitely no matter how low it's going right now, it still probably could go down to up to maybe 4,800, but it's still if you're talking about just leaving something in there for 5 years, you're going to get returns off that. That's guaranteed. So you would definitely want to go with more of the name brand ones. But, they have coins that offer ICOs that aren't accessible in the United States, but there's ways to get around it.
Call ICO.
I'm sorry. So when these coins start off, an ICO, if people know what an IPO is, which is a
initial public offering
of a stock, an ICO is the initial coin offering for a stock. So usually coins are generated via ICO, especially coins that are operating like what you're saying, which they're basically digital stocks, where I have an idea to create this digital technology. I need you to fund it or whatever. Those would be considered would generate via ICO.
Okay. So if a guy say you wanted to start your own, say you wanted Talkitecture, you wanted to put it on a blockchain and find a way to work it within a blockchain where it made sense and it made podcasting easier per se. You can say it's going to cost $40 million to fund that idea. You can create an ICO. Mm-hmm. You put out your information. It's a white paper. It outlines your business plan, how it's going to function, how it makes money, what the potential return could be. You have a whole team in place.
Where does the ICO hit? Do I advertise on back pages?
And it'll be on you. You're going to market it through other cryptocurrency sites.
Okay. They used to do a lot of social media, but they're cracking down on that, like Facebook and stuff stopping them. People are getting active. It's just not all people getting active, but there's tons of people getting active. A lot of Asians in Korea are making stupid bank. In China right now making bank. You got people building mining facilities, which is another way you can generate cryptocurrencies. In Iceland and all types of places like that, people are developing full scale. People are converting their industries into mining companies, just transitioning over to cryptocurrencies. So there's a lot. there's so much movement, and there's an intentional suppression of information to the public where they just put out like these these like people refer to them as FUD, like fear and stories that develop fear, uncertainty, and what's the D?
Yeah, that one.
Anyway, pause. Hey! But
that was legit.
Doubt.
That was
that's
legit.
Doubt.
That was
That's
legit.
what it
That
was.
was legit. That was legit. Pause. That was.
But yeah, that was definitely.
Y'all definitely work together. Yo, brother Briss, you coming to the Brooklyn Hip Hop Fest?
Hell no.
Brother Briss, Talkitecture's gonna be there. Talkitecture's gonna be at the Brooklyn Hip Hop Fest, talking to people.
So y'all talking?
And we talking.
But are y'all talking?
And we talking.
But is y'all talking?
At the Brooklyn Hip Hop Fest. Internets, come to the Brooklyn Hip Hop Fest. Talkitecture will be there talking. It'll be an incredible show. Pharaoh Monch, Mos Def, Talib Kweli, Sky Zoo, Brooklyn, some young dope acts. As a matter of fact, that's all we talking. We ain't talking to no old people. Old heads, stay the fuck home. All right, nah. Old heads come out. But bring sunblock. July 14th, the Brooklyn Hip Hop Festival in Brooklyn. Talkitecture will be there.
There's also a suppression of what these companies are actually doing. So like Jamie Dimon is one of like the biggest critics on Bitcoin, like publicly, like the head of JP Morgan. But they're recruiting entire cryptocurrency desks, like entire departments they're allocating funds towards to developing cryptocurrency. So your business is operating in a complete contradiction of what your public stance is. And that's intentional because just like all of these things like stocks, but they don't want regular people involved in it. This is for like rich dudes to make money off of it. It's not really for regular people. Cryptocurrencies, because it developed like organically in a digital space, a lot of regular people kind of fell into it and they made money off of it. So that's where it kind of created that hysteria because they're just telling, yo, dog, like I made this off of that. But so then when the banks realized what was going on and they realized they can't stop it, this is something that's going to happen whether they want it or not. That's when they had to suppress the market, and now they're, basically creating the whole scam ecosystem. So, they always profit off everything.
Right. But I mean, the banks, I keep worrying about this institutional money. Like, how are they going to come? Because they're going to come for this.
But when they invest it, like, here's the thing. When money comes into the system, and that's what people understand, the institutional money is what we want. Like, if you own cryptocurrencies right now, you want the institutional money to come in heavy because it's going to lift up the industry and everyone's going to eat. Like, when JP Morgan makes an investment on something, it's not, they are like $100 million calls. Like, they do $100 million bets on stocks and things like this nature. $100 million comes into a spread of 3 cryptocurrencies. Everyone's money goes up 5-10x, you know what I'm saying? So it's just the nature of the business. So you want, and that's another thing I feel like black people like have like it's almost like an internal battle that they can't understand, that if more people eat, they can't understand that everybody can eat. Like, yo, if all 6 of us are invested in cryptocurrencies, I'm somehow gonna make less money because 5 more people got. Nah, if they get if they get more people in it, everybody eats, and it's not because I guess we usually are exposed to those pyramid schemes. So, dudes, it may be.
I got burned by Noni juice. You know what I'm saying? I'm still waiting for my check for Noni juice.
You got burned by Noni juice?
It's the Noni juice. It was a whole
Hotep. It was a Hotep juice.
You know what though? The Noni juice actually did have some whole healing powers, the energy to it. But no, I didn't get burned literally. I'm just saying, like, people were really trying to sell this Noni juice. So I'm just saying, like, how do you combat this sense of people? They have been burned by different schemes of pyramids and so forth. Like, how do you get people engaged? How do you get people of color engaged into this cryptocurrency?
I think, though, if you're looking at it, you're getting burned right now. You know what I'm saying? If you're not in it, you're getting burned. But you're getting burned no matter what you do. Like, the government is going to do whatever they're going to do, right? They're going to always get their share. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes we look at things and we have, like, this phobia of, like, the boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? You talk about, like, the rug being pulled out from underneath you. Like, that shit could happen. You could go to work. You could spend 15, 18, 20 years on a gig, and all of a sudden now you the old model.
That's facts.
And your boss will come in and be like, you know what, he's replaceable. Bring somebody in. We're going to get a kid from high school, just out of high school, and we're going to replace him for $10 less a month or $10 less an hour. So that shit can happen, and any space of reality.
I mean, they could do it for $10 less a month, too.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is it can happen in work. It can happen in your home life. You can say, oh, I'm not going to get with a woman because a woman could break my heart. You know what I'm saying? So what you going to really do? You can't be scared. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Also, hold on real quick, King. People also forget about inflation, and inflation matters. So like if you have $10,000 in your bank account and you leave it there for next year, what you could buy with that $10,000 this year is next year it's gonna be less. You could and the year after that is gonna be less. Your $10,000 sitting in the bank on top of whatever bullshit interest they give right now for savings accounts. Your $10,000, even though you keep it, its buying power decreases every year. And that's just inflation of the government. And this is one of the beauties about cryptocurrencies, especially something like Bitcoin. There's a fixed number of Bitcoin. So there can never be no artificial inflation. There can never be no treasury reserve that prints out more dollars that makes your Bitcoin less value. It's purely going to be determined by the market, what the market's willing to buy and sell it for, period. So this is another advantage of things like,
So you're saying there's 5,000 Bitcoin?
21 million, I believe, total.
Okay.
And each Bitcoin is broken down into a millionth point, decimal points, a million ones, and each one of them is a Satoshi.
It's like by 2024. So what was the year that they said that all of them are going to be finally distributed?
Something like that, something like 2024.
And then schedule.
So yeah, they have a schedule of how new coins are generated, and now you got to get into the mining process because these are how new coins are generated and how they have the schedule. So these digital currencies, not all of them, but the beauty of something like Bitcoin is completely decentralized. So meaning no one has control over the system. It's completely distributed amongst all servers. Like
no one has control, and really everybody has access to this information.
The entire code of Bitcoin is completely open source. You can look up blockchain. If someone knows your wallet, they can look up and see exactly how much Bitcoin is in your wallet. It's completely open. The information is completely open source.
And someone knows you, I mean, but otherwise, your wallet isn't public. It's just that user X has this in their wallet.
Well, every blockchain transaction is recorded. So if I send you money that's via Bitcoin, and once that transaction forms on the blockchain, if someone goes and if a coder just goes and reads the blockchain, they're going to see X amount of Bitcoin went from this wallet to this wallet. They won't know who you are or who I am, but they'll just know that Bitcoin went from this digital wallet to this one.
Yes.
So the process of creating the code and when it gets formed is called mining. So just a long story short, it's basically people take video cards and it's mathematical computations, and that's what protects the integrity of the system. So people who allocate service to doing this, you get rewarded with a portion of the currency when you do successful computations. So that's what's called mining. The thing about mining, though, is that it requires machines that generate a lot of electricity. So this is why people are going to Iceland, where you have geothermal power, and they're building like straight up facilities of just mining rigs.
Server farms.
That's all it is. No fucking couches, no nothing. Just racks of servers next to a fucking mountain, just mining all types of cryptocurrencies all day. And those cryptocurrencies you mine are yours to keep. So that's the only investment you make is in the actual hardware and actual electricity that the hardware pulls.
Mm-hmm.
But I think too, it's important that when everybody gets focused on the coin and the cryptocurrency, but with the blockchain technology itself, that's really the secret sauce. So historically, servers were centralized. So you would have a server in a room and it stored all your data, right? Like so, if you use the cloud on your iPhone, it's not in a cloud, obviously. It's in a centralized server. Blockchain eliminates that. It changes everything. So rather having one central server, you're having. When he talks about mining, there's all these people that are verifying the data to make sure it's accurate. So like say if you wanted to hack into a bank, you just have to hack that one server and you can take X amount of money out of Dallas's account and hopefully put it into my account because I know there's a lot of money in your account. But now
wait till you see what's in my account.
Yeah, I know what's in there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, when you get your residual, checks from Ralph, every year, they come back. But now you have all these different servers working together because each person mining is essentially a part of the blockchain. So now, if I send you, if I try to take that money out of your account, right? Everyone here that's on the blockchain, they're going to look and be like, no, that's not accurate. You know, they're going to notice that really didn't happen, and they're going to correct it. So it can't be compromised.
Gotcha.
So imagine anything that worked as like a ledger historically, like if you look at Department of Motor Vehicles, it's a big ledger. You know, if you look at the housing market, when you buy a house or you have to go do a title search, it's basically a paper ledger.
I mean, listen, I come from the time when I had a passbook at my bank.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Y'all
that's real shit. Yeah.
I'm old as fuck.
Yeah, we know that.
He definitely tapped you like you.
Yeah.
I saw my mom with it. I ain't have it though.
So these are all things that are going to be changed. You understand? Like the blockchain technology, if you fast forward 10 years, someone having a business and having their data not stored on the blockchain would be like walking into someone's house right now and they don't have Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is going to be blockchain based.
But also, even though the blockchain technology developed in a decentralized manner, people can create centralized blockchain. So you got people can. What's like what he's talking about? What's eternally going to happen is probably like the New York State Department of Health will have a blockchain where it'll just have everyone's medical record data stored in a blockchain and like a secure thing. But those type of things may not necessarily, influence one cryptocurrency or the other. The cryptocurrencies, we really got to kind of look at them like stocks, and you're kind of picking a horse like which ones you think are going to last in whatever field they are. And they have a whole bunch of different currencies that can do a whole bunch of different things. Like even the other day I seen they have a currency that they have, it's called AidCoin, I believe. And they want to basically revolutionize the way donations are handled. So basically you can make a donation using that cryptocurrency to a charity, and you can built a contract in it that this donation has to be allocated in XYZ type of way. If the charity chooses to do something that's not within the stipulations of the contract you gave with your donation, you will be refunded in it. Like, so this is a type of like revolutionary transactions and just technology that it could bring to society. So that's way in the future. This is stuff now. By the time that's done, it's going to be way too late for niggas to get in. What I'm saying is niggas need to get in now, and you just sit on it. And as the industry develops all around you, you're going to be the winners, just like the .com era.
Mm-hmm. Dig it. Yeah. Dig it.
Is there any cheat code websites that, like us newbies go to learn the players and so we can learn the game?
I would say Khan Academy. They have a good free class on anything you need in life, but they have one on cryptocurrencies. Udemy offers a free course as well.
I would say though too,
YouTube
like,
as well.
Yeah, you go to YouTube and just like what you want to do is really Google or YouTube how the blockchain works. So you want to understand that. Google, YouTube, Bitcoin, probably Ethereum and Litecoin. Like understand those three first, and once you understand those four components, everything else is kind of simple. Because there's all different exchanges where you could buy coins. Coinbase is the most common one that everyone uses, and like I love it only from the respect of when I'm teaching people how to use it. It's the easiest to teach people. It's very simple. But there's all these exchanges where whatever coin you want to buy, it might not be on one exchange, but it's on another. But you start with the simple stuff, and once you understand the fundamentals, everything else falls in place. Once you understand some of the terminology and the functionality, then when you're reading about other coins, you'll just get it.
Right, right. So when I'm talking with Carl and he says some shit like LTO or something like that,
you're gonna know.
I don't feel stupid. I don't feel like, oh, man.
Right.
And also, I'm glad you said that too, because another thing I'd like to tell people, you don't have to, it's thousands of cryptocurrencies out there, right? At this point, it's like a shitload of them. And most of them are scams. Like, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. So don't think you have to learn you don't have to
You can make some money on a scam coin.
Yo, you can absolutely make, just like you can make the money on a scam stock. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you just get in and out at the right time, you'll be good. Matter of fact, like BitConnect, the world famous BitConnect is like it's probably the biggest scam coin that went down in crypto. This was a coin that was at one point trading for like $300 and something, and what they did was like you would basically give them money, and they had. First of all, hold on. The site, I have to break this shit down to you. When you go on the site and read it, because I got put onto it by a person that was making money off of it. You read the site, it's like you could tell it's like Asians.
It was Bernie Madoff.
It was Asians trying to write the shit in like an American style, like catchy way, but the language shit was fucked up. They knew English, but they couldn't put it together the right way. So that's why I was like, yo, this shit is a red flag. But I know a nigga that's making money, because what it was doing is like they were taking money and they would say like you could give them 6 months, 9 months, 12-month terms, and they were paying you daily interest on top of compound interest at the end of it. And then at the end of the term, you would get your money back. So while you were sitting there, you were collecting daily, and then they released their own cryptocurrency, which at one point was trading at $300 per coin. Long story short, within like the matter of 24, 48 hours, they just like shut down like operations. And the coin went from like $300 to like $4 like that. And like it was like within 24 hours. Like right now they're trading like around $1 a coin, like for that same coin. Mm-hmm. So that's just also a lesson to show. But like I said, my boy was making money off of it. He ended up getting burned because it was too good to be true. Yeah. He didn't get out. Like he just at that point he just kept putting more money in it because it was like it was free money, and that's why when I was looking at it, I'm like, yo, this shit is not sustainable. What was sustaining it was the constant influx of more people.
Just the energy of people.
Musical chairs.
Nigga, I was making free money.
Quick. Yeah,
he put in on. He making free money. So it was just mad niggas
musical chairs.
Yeah, and then they just somebody left holding the bag. But what people have to understand too is that whether the market, and this is not cryptocurrencies, this is life, this is stock market. Whether the market is doing good or bad, people are making money either way. And people don't understand that when the stock market is going down, there are people making money. There are people shorting the market.
There are people that bet against it. Absolutely.
People don't understand that. I always tell people, you have to watch The Big Short. Like, you have to understand The Big Short. Like, and I don't know if any of y'all seen it. You seen it?
No.
Yo, you got to see it. It had the nigga from The Office and a couple of other niggas, but it's about the housing crisis, and it's about a group of investors. Actually, one of the few investors that actually made crazy bank. I'm talking about dudes, couple $100 million like that off the same housing crisis that everybody was losing bread.
Everybody got fucked over.
And it's funny because one of the dudes, the dude from The Office, what made him realize shit was about to start going haywire? He was in a strip club down south. And the stripper was dancing or something, and she mentioned something about my house, and he's like, "You own a house?" He's like, and he's like, "How many houses you own?" And I think she said like 3 or whatever, and she's like, "Yeah, I got a friend, he could get you thing." And then when he seen all that, that was going down, that's when he was like, "Yo, we got to start shorting this shit." And them dudes made money, so whenever anything happens in life in America, that's why I love this country. It's never everyone loses. There are winners. Maybe it might be a couple winners, but there are always winners in every situation, no matter whether you perceive it as good or bad. Just like in the cryptocurrency, there's a lot of people that were short in Bitcoin and there's people that are heavy investors, long-term investors in Bitcoin. So when the banks were bringing the market down, they started shorting the same coin that they eventually hope is going to, just because they're just playing the market at that point.
Got you.
Quick question. So with, like you're saying, it seemed like a real like great rat race. So many people were profiting, it seemed like they just ran off and just kind of like, all right, I got my bag, I'm done. Is that hurting it long run, or is it still gonna be active for everybody to kind of come in and still profit?
I think it definitely hurts it. I think it definitely distracts a lot of people from doing it, but it's something that no one really can address, because like I said, you can create a cryptocurrency if you want. If you know how to do coding, you can write the code for your own cryptocurrency if you want. Like, so it's not, at this point in life, it's not really, it's like stopping scam websites. Like, it's like, how do you stop like fake news websites or like fake, you can't, these things are like kind of like, and that's the crazy thing about the internet. It kind of gave people that freedom where you can't, the lines will get blurred sometimes where you can't really tell what's legit and what's not. So you have to take that same reverence you take in anything you look at on the internet as how you look in on cryptocurrency. So like my boy, So like my boy had made money off of it. But when I read the website, like I'm reading the broken English and I'm like, damn, this is a company with, you know what I'm saying, $200 million in people's assets. And you know,
and they ain't got
English.
A good copywriter.
Exactly.
And they ain't got enough to have a good copywriter.
And he sounded so fucked up that I could tell it was like an Asian writing it. Like, it sounded like an Asian. It sounded.
But what's so crazy is there was a point in time, I'm going to say probably July through October last year. Like, you could literally write anything down. You could come up with any idea, like, the stupidest shit ever. Like, a dude, what was Dogecoin. Dude made a coin, right? And I believe this is the one I'm talking about. He made a coin as a spoof. Like the shit wasn't even really supposed to be real. It was like a parody, and the shit raised like 35 million.
Off that, you know that Doge face, the dog. You know the dog. You remember back in the day when they have that dog when it used to be like many thanks, wow, wonderful. You remember when he used to write all them? It used to be a meme. Like
okay, nah, but
what the shit? I don't even know. I just know.
I don't know that.
I just know.
If I'm gonna pull a dog up, I'm gonna see it. Hold up.
It was a point in time, like I said, all you had to do was show up with an idea. Same thing. That's why I compare it to .com, because there was a point in time if you just walked into a financial institution like, hey, I got a .com, this is what I want to do. To be like, okay, cool, here's 10 million. Go make it happen. You know, same thing now. Like at that time, you could just show up and say, hey, this is my idea.
And people was going to throw money at it.
Throwing money at it. You know what I'm saying? Dudes really raised 40, 50 million and like that. You know what I'm saying? Just by showing up. Now, I'm not saying you could do that still, but if you have something that's maybe viable, sustainable, and can actually cause some good and change things and make it better, you absolutely can. And that's where these venture capital companies are coming into play, and they're looking at things like, well, hold on, you know, now the power is really in the people. We always talk about like power to the people, self-empowerment, controlling your own destiny. You really have that now, because if you have an idea and you can execute your idea and show that it's actually workable, people will give you money. You don't need to go to the bank. You don't need to go to a venture capital company and say, hey, this is my idea, and they take half your company.
Man, I had a crazy idea and heard someone ended up doing it. But it was you could pay for lap dances and like escorts and back pages with this cryptocurrency, Titcoin.
Titcoin.
Somebody ended up doing it.
Somebody.
Well, see,
I should have changed it to Clickcoin.
How many? But I
didn't want it to be. I didn't want it to be nasty like that.
See,
but that market's still open because how many hoes accepting it? I don't know no hoes accepting Titcoin. So it's really what the hoes
What if they
accept.
got flat chests? They can still take Titcoin?
If they accept, that's all. It's the money.
So really,
if you get more hoes to accept Clickcoin, Titcoin makes no sense. And this is what I'm saying. Like a lot of these coins.
I don't just want hoes. I want ladies to also.
Sophisticated ladies.
Yeah.
White Jewish women with good credit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you need that in your demographic.
You want to be a specialist, not a general practitioner. So I'd suggest specializing on the hoes.
Yeah.
Dig it.
As much as I tell you get into cryptocurrency, make sure you just get a woman with good credit if yours isn't good. You know, at least run that shit up. You could go to a dealership and get a car.
Matter of fact, use her credit to get a personal loan to cop cryptocurrency.
Yeah, exactly. And then don't pay it.
Thank you, Carl.
Because if it's a personal loan, it's not traceable. You could just take the money and
facts and go to Puerto Rico.
Cash from under the mattress.
Yeah, that too.
You know, jewelry.
Yeah, when you were a mule.
Or if you get a
Take
chick,
that money out the mattress.
You could get a chick that's the super in the building and she holds all the rent.
Facts.
You know, that was a good come up back in the days.
I gave all that drug mule money back to get out of the game. I gave them all my comic books too.
So did you lose 92 bricks like Hov?
Nah.
Do you think Hov lost 92 bricks?
First of all, I couldn't afford to lose two.
Do you think Hov lost 92 bricks?
Losing one got me almost killed.
You think he lost 92 bricks?
Hey, listen.
You know anybody ever lost 92 bricks?
Can I tell you something? No. There's only 3
Shouts out to Alice Johnson, the strong black queen that was caught with 2,000 to 3,000 bricks. Shouts out to her recently freed by Donald Trump.
Yeah.
2,000 bricks?
Yeah, she got caught with like 2,000 to 3,000 keys.
She boofed them?
She was it was in the crib, man.
Oh, I was gonna say because if she boofed them, man, listen, she was a magician. You know, once you get past 3 bricks, boofing. That's I don't know where you putting them things.
You know, but real talk, this is kind of random, but you just actually remind me something. We forgot to mention that about cryptocurrencies. One thing we keep forgetting because we spoiled in America, like we in this bubble. Like you got other countries in the world where their inflation is so crazy where their currency isn't even valuable. Like, I mean, I know in Zimbabwe, people used to protest with actual dollars as on the flyers because
it was worth nothing.
The dollars were cheaper than actually buying paper for the flyers.
I don't want no currency with blackface on it anyway.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, we're not even going to get into it.
Nah, I mean, if they put Harriet Tubman on a 20.
You don't want it?
Unless she's wearing an Oprah weave.
Give me yours.
Unless she's wearing an Oprah weave.
I'll take all your Harriet Tubman.
Let me tell you,
if Harriet Tubman got that head wrap and that angry face,
I give you 100 for every one of your 10 Harriet Tubmans.
What if she got an off-white jacket on?
She got an off-white jacket on?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if she's stunting. If Harriet Tubman is stunting, I want her to have that smile on her face.
No, but you know what? Real talk. Speaking of Harriet Tubman, I really hate that they like that's the only way. Like, first of all, nobody has the picture of her, and like you gotta show her like struggling. You couldn't put a better dress on her. Like, why they always gotta show that picture?
Carl, you know Harriet Tubman smiled, right?
They had
that time when she remembered that bounty hunter she shot in the head. You know Harriet Tubman cracked the smile. That's the Harriet Tubman I want on my money.
Facts.
They should have put Nat Turner on a 20.
I mean,
nah, come on. Now you talking crazy.
Come on.
Now you
If
talking
you're
crazy.
gonna dream big.
Ah, man, listen, you trying to burn this place down?
you know,
You trying to get our podcast canceled?
You know, how much
America
I should've said
burned
we come
down.
from the
invited
successful revolutions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel
we
you.
don't support the unsuccessful ones.
If he killed just one, it's a success to me.
I feel you.
He did get one.
First independent black nation.
did
Also,
get
just little history fact for you.
Oh
guys.
yeah. Listen. That's why their ass is getting fucked up to this day.
Yeah, we had to make the sacrifice for the rest of blacks across the globe.
That's what they threw
That's
the
a
yoke
burden.
off.
That's a burden we have to carry.
Yeah,
forever.
yeah,
It's all
for
good,
real,
though.
for real. They
We
threw-
here though, but look at us, all us black people here.
Yep.
So almost.
You black?
Partially?
Almost, yeah, a little bit.
Nah. You identify as black.
I suppose.
I'm
Nigga,
I'm
he's
trying to
Puerto
tell you.
Rican and
Portuguese.
Oh yeah,
Portuguese.
yeah. You got to fight. The Portuguese is fighting.
That's a deep internal.
Puerto
genetic
Rican
fight.
is holding down the black, but the Portuguese is fighting.
Depends on the type of Puerto Rican. Not all Puerto Ricans
Trying to colonize a little.
I just want to. I want to know where the Puerto Ricans is at. Though all the Puerto Ricans is out in New York. Why they went to Florida? That's what I want to know.
Oh man, listen, Puerto
The
Ricans.
Trinis ran them out.
Puerto Ricans is in Chicago.
Dominicans is the new Puerto Ricans.
Basically.
Yeah.
I'm tight because years ago, one of my mans who I always thought was Puerto Rican, we go to Puerto Rican festival together. When Lionel became president, he was like, "Yo, I'm Dominican."
Oh man.
And I'm like, "Juan,
He's
you've been
running
Puerto
around with
Rican
hookah?
all my life." No, I'm Dominican. And I'm like, "Fuck." Once
with the
Dominicans came up, he could become Dominican.
Yeah.
You know, all these fake Puerto Ricans was actually Dominicans. I see y'all though. I see y'all.
Do he run around
Did
with a
y'all
hookah
make
now?
him Puerto
Listen,
Rican?
I'm going
Did y'all
still
even-
fuck with the mofongo.
Does he run around with a hookah now to like validate his Dominicanness?
Probably got his hair dyed blonde. I haven't seen him in a minute.
Yeah.
Fucking Juan probably dyed his hair
Dominicans
blonde.
hold it down braids though. They don't want to let him go. They think they Kawhi Leonard
With extensions.
and dyed blonde.
With beads.
So Cryptology, the podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all don't just have cryptocurrency talk also. I mean, y'all interweave it with current events, with the world we're living in.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of found that the best way to give people jewels is through fun and jokes, and we bring some ignorance. I know I definitely do love to bring the ignorance to the table. Carl try to stop me from time to time, but I find that
People tell you that I'm the one
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
going to lead
that's
to your
right.
downfall.
I was about to say that just seems a little off to me.
People on Twitter constantly like, you got to distance yourself from Carl. But
That ass.
No, but
Shouts out to Eldrin for holding it down.
But we found that like if we presented, it's like the Trojan horse. You know what I'm saying? Like you go in and you listen for the jokes maybe, and you listen and you enjoy the ignorance, but at the same time we educating you.
Dig that.
You know what I'm saying? So we found that was a good approach.
That's what we trying to do here at Talkitecture.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Except y'all just got us fucking our AC turned off.
I mean,
Y'all
it's
did.
all right.
Y'all
bro. Listen,
just had Rock Nation come in and cut our power.
I mean,
you
it's
added
fine,
them
bro.
to you.
Listen.
We added in addition to
Listen, bro, Hove got a lot of touring to do, man. Like this $200 million debt. You see the ticket. Hold on. Tickets is moving slow.
Before Elgin get us banned, I do own CryptoBeyonce.com. Hove, if y'all trying to cop that, let me know. I do own that domain.
What money he gonna buy it with?
Wow, nigga, give me some of that advance money,
Listen,
dog. I'll
bro.
take a check from Live Nation, Rock Nation, whoever got the check.
Can I tell you something? Beyonce needs to have like a wig coin.
No.
Because think about the wig crib. Think about how many
Beehive.
No, she
This
needs
is
a coin.
called Beehive. This is called. I don't want no bumblebees in my IG.
I'm
no bumblebees.
Fucks with Beyonce. I'm just saying, like, yo,
Don't clean it up.
she got Kelly down there brushing them wigs, like, wig coin.
She need a coin that probably represent women that carry most of the financial burden for the family. She needs something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like to stand up and say, we tired of, making 80% of the revenue and, you out here, releasing records and then, dissing Drake and then hopping on Drake album. Like she probably looking at him like, bro, like, what are you doing? That's just my opinion.
CryptoBeyonce.com.
Yo, this This podcast is over.
So I'm going to be shut down before.
It's Chris's fault, bro. Chris going in the building next week, looking over his shoulder.
So, internets, you can find Cryptology, the podcast, on iTunes, on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
You can find Elgin and Carl on Instagram and Twitter. Just tell us where we can find y'all.
Elgin.com on Instagram and Twitter. Same name, ELGINDOTCOM. You can find the Cryptology Pod, CRYPTOLOGYPOD on Instagram or Twitter. Carl?
_ the civil right. You know what I'm saying? If I got you blocked, just tweet the Cryptology Pod and I'll unblock you.
Right. If you're dark-skinned women, please save your vengeance for Carl. You know, he's reformed.
No, I've always liked dark-skinned women.
But popular
Niggas don't got a sense
consensus,
of
you know,
humor.
if you tell a lie long enough, it becomes true.
Yeah,
so you just got to embrace the lie.
It's crazy.
I like the fact that me and Carl are the only registered Republicans here in the room.
Was you technically registered Republican?
That was the only party I ever registered with at 18.
That's interesting. So are you like pro-Trump too, like Carl?
You know what? Funny story was I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. Trump is going to be the total undoing of the Republican Party. Now they're going to have to start putting people in the Republican Party who I fucks with because this dude is going to ruin them. And look how much I know about white people.
Well, I predicted this whole thing. I've been predicting this for like the last 2 years, which is why like people hate me already. But I've been telling niggas.
What did you predict?
Trump was going to be the president.
Not just the president, but everyone was going to kowtow,
everything,
fall under him.
I don't delete my tweets. Well, I am going to because shit's starting to bubble, so I got to start deleting my old shits. But you can look up my old joints. All this shit I predict, man. Like it's just like at this point, I understand that Trump is a master media manipulator and is just baiting them every time. It's like fucking like he's telegraphing the plays at this point. Like he just throws shit, distract them, does something and set it behind their back. Throw some shit, they get distracted, does some shit and send it behind. Like it is just rinse and repeat.
I'm gonna say like I didn't vote. I don't vote, so you can hate me now, but I wanted him to. I'm not pro-Trump. I wanted him to win
by default
because I figured he would fuck shit up so much, like it would cause like a global fucking reset. But I will say this is the only president that like when he's gonna speak, I gotta watch because it's like Saturday Night Live. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna say some shit. You know, like. He shot free throws with the paper towel. Like it's most entertaining shit I ever seen. Unfortunately,
and this is why. And
he's like a battle rapper. Like you ever see, like he really drops bars. Like he gives you a punchline and then he stops and looks around. Like
he called Maxie Waters a extremely low IQ individual.
No, you know, in the battle, like they'll do the punchline and then the rapper say it again. He'll be like, no, I said.
And he be smelling the air. You see him, he say the line and he start sniffing the air, looking in the crowd like the Rock and shit.
Yo, I don't know, man, who programmed him, but
I also tell people, and this is I don't blame me if you take an L on this, but I'm telling people right now, like if you want some other investment advice, I don't know how you can't take super long, whether you're doing options, you want to take a long call on Twitter, or you just want to invest in Twitter stock over the next 5 years. I mean, there's no way that and Trump's second term is already locked, if you guys don't know. I'm just letting you guys know by now. But there's no way that the leader of the free world, his only medium of communication, he only communicates on Twitter. There's no way that company can lose value over the duration of his administration. So take that to the bank.
There we go. I mean,
call a donation.
You gave us money. You gave us money. Listen, you start a
Cash App
cryptocurrency.
Civil right. The $, the civil right. Cash App that.
That's a fact.
That's a bet. Internets, you had another episode of Talkitecture. We talked, and I feel like I'm walking out of here with some money in my pocket. Virtual money. Yeah. Which is good, too, because that way I can't get mugged.
Facts.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
Facts. You got regimes like Venezuela telling people they can't even take their money out the bank. What you think them niggas trying to do? They copping cryptos. They storing their bread in crypto. Imagine you in war-torn Syria right now. And you a wealthy dude in a war-torn country. What you gonna do with your money?
What you gonna do with Syrian money?
Yeah, you can't walk around with a whole bunch of bags of Syrian dollars. What you gonna do? You gonna cop some cryptos. Because all you need to do is know your wallet and your private keys. You fly wherever you gotta go and get your money right out.
Damn.
There it is.
Cryptology.
Woo. Fuck with us.
All right, fuck that. We on. You just put us on.
No facts, yo. Scammers, if you want me to recycle some bread, I got y'all. Let me know. We lit, son.
No kidnappers, though. No kidnappers.
I mean, depends.
Cash App, Venmo.
Okay.
Depends.
As long as you don't kidnap black people, I'm pretty neutral.
All right, that's
the payday might not be good if you kidnap a black person.
Yeah.
Wow, that was racist.
That was
the Portuguese. That was the Portuguese.
You got to kidnap a Jew.
Whoa. I do not. This is called the civil rights. I don't want no
Listen,
call the civil rights. We do business with them.
Oh, look at this guy.
Internets. Oh, it don't stop. Check us out on your internets. Talkitecture. The Talkitecture podcast is a presentation of the Loudspeakers Network, where we always say rest in peace to Combat Jack. Episodes are executive produced by A. King and Dallas Penn. All episodes are engineered superbly by Brother Christopher. 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 By Brother Christopher.